You're watching Golden State Warriors today. I'm Chase Sr. Day 2 of NBA free agency is about to conclude. And up to this point, it's been somewhat silent for Golden State. But they did lose a player in Ty Jerome, who is signing with the Cleveland Cavaliers on a 2-year, $5 million contract. The Virginia product, who played under Tony Bennett, was a rotational player, back end of the bench for Golden State. He's going to have that same type of role for Cleveland, but maybe a better opportunity to get some playing time. Up to this point, the Warriors have made one signing. Is that enough for you to give the Warriors a solid grade? Grade the Warriors free agency period so far, A, B, C, D, or F. Chime in. Let us know, as always, down in that comment section. On today's show, I want to take a look at some players that the Warriors could still sign and some rumors that are potentially out there. Let's begin here with Donte DiVincenzo. Is there a chance that Donte DiVincenzo can come back to Golden State? The Warriors are really a team that helped to resurrect his career, and I like him as a player. Won a championship at Villanova. Has played in some high-leverage games. Last year for the Warriors, I thought he played well. Still very young and still a player who's developing. He can shoot the three. He can initiate your offense, bring the ball up, play off ball, put the ball on the deck, get to the hoop. Good athlete, very good, and a willing defender as well. And if you're connecting at that guard spot from about 25 feet or so, at a 40% clip, you're going to have value in this league if you can also play make, handle the basketball, and defend. And Donte DiVincenzo, because of that, is probably going to get paid a decent sum in NBA free agency. He is said to be taking meetings with other teams, and maybe that's why he's still unsigned as we're almost 2 full days into NBA free agency. But maybe there is a chance that the Warriors are trying to figure out a way to keep him. He opted out of that player option, which was just shy of $5 million. I think that he can get around $10 million in free agency, especially if Dillon Brooks is getting $20 million per year from the team like the Houston Rockets. We'll certainly see what happens. But as a rotational player on this team and a spot starter, he would make sense. And that's why I said that the signing last year made a lot of sense for the Warriors. Versatility is very important, especially on this basketball team. So whatever happens with Donte DiVincenzo, we'll continue to keep you in the know on that front. Be sure to subscribe to us as well on Warriors Today. We are approaching 60,000 subscribers. We're one of the biggest and most watched channels on all of YouTube covering the Golden State Warriors. You see the link down below, or even easier for you, hit that subscribe button, youtube.com/chatsports or Warriors TV. To Danny Green now. Danny Green is a seasoned veteran. He's won a championship with the San Antonio Spurs, the Toronto Raptors, the Los Angeles Lakers. Solid defender before he really tore up his knee in the playoffs 2 seasons ago. But then he comes back late in the year for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I thought he moved okay. That knee injury was considered to be pretty serious at the time, and some people thought it was going to be a career ender. But a very good three-point shooter here. This past season, 11 games played, 43% from 3, but before that, in 62 games played with Philadelphia, 6 points per, solid defense, very good leadership, very smart player, 38% from three-point range. Year before that, he was 40.5% from three-point range. And during that bubble season in which he was the part of that championship team, he was at 37% from 3, has hit a couple of big shots throughout his NBA career too. Very good college career and a winner at North Carolina back in the day. And let's just look at these numbers here. 11 games played, right? Obviously a small sample size for Danny Green. But these are the types of players that Mike Dunleavy Jr. and the Warriors brass are going to have to target. Vetman deals, very affordable contracts, veterans who are willing to maybe take less or not worth all that much money to try to chase an NBA championship. And if he can give you about 40% from long range, the value there pretty damn good. Very good size too. At 6'6", would be a welcomed member of that locker room. Next signing for the Warriors, who is it going to be? I hope it's Dario Saric. And if it is, we're of course going to talk about it because we discuss every single move that the Warriors make in free agency all year round as well. Drop us a name. Mason Plumlee, still out there. Very solid player. At this point of his career, because he's been in the league for a minute, he's not going to cost a crazy amount of money. Now, there were some talks about Zubac maybe getting dealt by the Los Angeles Clippers, and the thought there for Los Angeles would be that if we trade away Zubac, we re-sign Plumlee, not as expensive because they recently extended Zubac, and he can give you a low-maintenance big who doesn't really need the basketball and could really slot in nicely with that team. With the Hornets and the Clippers last year, almost 11 points per game, 9 rebounds, 3+ assists, 68% from the field, split between the Hornets and the Los Angeles Clippers. He was a trade deadline acquisition, and we keep talking about this, right? Golden State desperately needs size. Golden State needs to add depth at the very least in that front court. They were exposed by a team like the Los Angeles Lakers. So they need to get it together here. Otherwise, they're going to get exposed once again, especially when you look at a team like the Denver Nuggets that's going to be around and a power for a really long time coming off that NBA championship. So front court depth and front court bodies just in general, imperative and paramount for the Golden State Warriors this offseason. And that size is pretty good. Went to Duke, so in order to go to Duke, you have to be a smart guy. I think that he, too, would be a good veteran presence in this locker room. 6'11", 254 pounds, and coming off a pretty solid season. Even though he is seasoned, he can still play. Another reminder, you see the sub numbers here to my right. It's all dubs all the time, and that's a big reason why we're at 57,000 subscribers. When I took over the show, 13,000 subscribers in March of 2021. 2+ years later, we're about to crack 60K. A lot of work goes into this channel, but it wouldn't be possible without all of your support. And if you love the dubs, we talk about them basically every day at this point. Warriors offseason profile here. I like what they did in the draft. Mike Dunleavy Jr. did a really good job. Jackson Davis, very good young big. Podziemski, very solid player, the lefty shooter. Shot more than 40% from three-point range, can play make a little bit. Going to have to get better as a defender at the NBA level. They acquired Chris Paul. I see why they did it. 1 year, a lot of money, 38 years old. But Steph Curry had to carry the offensive burden so much last year. And now you bring in a player like Chris Paul who's going to be able to take some of that pressure off of him. They can both play together on the floor as well because Steph Curry can play off ball. He can play on ball. Chris Paul can initiate the offense. He's so smart with the captainship that he possesses at that point guard spot. So I like what the Warriors have done. Dario Saric would be a great signing. Maybe some of these guys who we talked about on today's show. Again, make sure you subscribe, and when you do, turn on those notifications. Therefore, whenever we push out a video, you will be notified.